Former President Donald Trump is coming to Wildwood on May 11th, and just 5 minutes ago, they just released all of the ticket information. And since we've been getting so many questions and concerns, I figured let's go ahead and put together a video. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe, you turn on notifications, and you give this video a thumbs up. As you know, since we are local down here, we're going to be covering everything leading up to the event, and then post-event. For those who don't know, because President Trump is a former president, he still has Secret Service, and there's a lot of things that go on. And because of that, there's a lot of things behind the scenes that we're going to cover that you usually don't see for many events. As you may remember, the last time Trump was here was back in January of 2022. It was a very cold day, and that took place in the Wildwoods Convention Center. Things are going to be a lot different since that time. You see, the convention center can only hold X amount of thousands of people. And if you may remember, we were on the scene recording everything that went on. You had to wait in long lines. You kind of did ticketing a little bit different. You went online, you signed up on your phone, then you kind of got in line, you kind of waited it out to see if it was possible you were going to get in. We didn't wind up making our way in. They kind of capped it after a certain time, but there were so many things going on. We know that the presidential helicopters flew over the beaches before landing off the island. Trump got into his Beast, came on the island. The Beast, by the way, is a limo that he rides in. Any president rides in. He came in the convention center, he did his speech, and then he left. This time around, it's a little bit different. He is a former president, so he doesn't have Marine One, he doesn't have the Beast, but he does have other means of transportation. And the big change from the last rally to this one is it's not taking place at the convention center. For those who come down here for the Barefoot Country Music Festival, you would know that on the beach between Maury's Mariners Pier and Maury's Adventure Pier, there is a massive section of the beach wide open. During the summer, we use this for many events, from Beach Blast to other things. And for Barefoot Country Music Festival, they set up these massive tents, these massive barriers so that they can do concerts on the beach. And that's kind of what's going to happen here. The reason for this to happen this way is because, like in the convention center, we can only have X amount of thousands of people. This time around, we can have tens of thousands. You see, that beach is massive. And for the Barefoot Country Music Festival, the maximum amount of people that we've ever had there was roughly about 36,000 people on the beach. The thing is, though, we could fit even more. We know that one of the potential maximums is about 40,000, which is a massive number, which, believe it or not, is estimated to be a little bit shorter than what the max could be, which is about 45,000 people. Now, we don't know how many people can actually fit on that beach, and we don't know how many people the Secret Service will allow on the beach. Really, that's what it comes down to. It's how many the Secret Service feels comfortable about having on the beach before there could be issues, because depending on how many people show up, depends on how many police officers we need and first responders, and then the costs kind of drive up a little bit. Now let's actually start talking about the event and the tickets. One thing that we're finding is that because Donald Trump right now is in court in New York City, he has to campaign mostly on the weekends. And because the Wildwoods are so close, and because Donald Trump has been here before, it does make sense that he would come down to this area. So while he's stuck up in New York City Monday through Thursday, on Saturday, May 11th, he is going to be on the beaches in Wildwood. This, once again, is taking place right on Lincoln Avenue in between Maury's Mariners Pier and Maury's Adventure Pier. It is going to be a ticketed event. Once again, we don't know how many people, and the tickets just came online right now. There is a specific link you need to click. It's like donaldjtrump.com/events, and you just click on Wildwood. We do have that link in the description of this video, and really you just fill out some just little bit of information. Your first name, your last name, your email, your phone number, your zip code, your state, and how many tickets. You're only allowed to, at this time, to get 2 tickets. Granted, if you have different phone numbers, you can get as many as you want. It doesn't really talk about how, you're going to be able to get in, what the entrances are, where you can park. That information is going to be coming in the following weeks. But we do have information about the event, at least a little bit of the event. First is, it was first announced that he was going to be speaking at 7:30 p.m. So it's a nighttime event. So they're going to bring lights on the beach. They're going to bring in fences so that you can actually see him. And the stage is supposed to be in the middle. That is something that is still being worked on. The doors are going to open up at 12 o'clock noon, with the first speaker getting on stage by 5 p.m. Before it was estimated it was going to be 4, but this looks like more of a update to the original schedule that they put out this past Monday. There are a few things I need you to keep in mind for that weekend. There's a lot that's going on. First and foremost, you've got the car show. Now, the car show, which is taking place on the actual boardwalk, it's changing its location. Usually it's across the entire boardwalk. Now, it's from 26th Street to Oak Avenue, and that's a security thing. So if you're going to the car show, it's only going to be on that end. We also know there are other events taking place on the actual boardwalk. Plus, keep in mind that businesses will still be open, including Maurice Piers, and it is Mother's Day weekend. So once again, a lot of things are taking place at the same time. When it comes to merchandise, people are already asking, are there going to be any kind of Donald Trump Wildwood themed merchandise? And to be honest with you, we really technically don't know, but if we do follow what has happened in the past, I mean, we saw tents, we saw stores on the boardwalk, we saw everyone selling some kind of Donald Trump merchandise. Heck, they even had pins that had Donald Trump on the tram car, which was quite interesting. And so we would assume that, yes, there's going to be some kind of merchandise coming to the island, most likely leading up to the weeks, and probably more merchandise even after he leaves. When it comes to parking, accommodations, etc., we're assuming it's going to be similar to the Barefoot Country Music Festival. Once again, we already have a system that has been built up for that, so I'm assuming that the Wildwoods will kind of keep it just like that since they already have that down pat. They'll probably use the same kind of security that they use for that event as well. There's just going to be a lot more information that we just don't know about right now that's going to be released in the next coming weeks. I know what you're saying, but Joey, we're within a month of this event. Shouldn't there be more information out there? And realistically, this is kind of happening on the fly. It wasn't even discussed until this past week, and then they had the official vote on Monday, where then they kind of submitted all the information, the permit to the RNC, and then it got approved. So things are happening extremely fast, and that means that information is going to be a little bit lagged behind. And lastly, there have been a lot of concerns about Donald Trump coming to Wildwood. And look, I'm going to tell you guys, I covered this event the last time he was here, and at the end of the day, there really wasn't anything bad that happened. The streets were a little messed up, but the city did such a great job cleaning it up within the same day of the event. I mean, literally the event ended, and by 6 o'clock in the morning, you drove by, and the only thing that was even there was like stanchions. All the trash had been collected. They were just waiting for the dumpster. The city did a great job. Our first responders did a great job, so I know they're going to do a great job this time. The only big difference is the fact that that was during the off season. I mean, it was January, and this is during the shoulder season leading up to Memorial Day weekend. So things are a little bit different since we already have a lot more people on the island. But I really honestly wouldn't be concerned. Everything did work out so swimmingly last time, so I'm assuming it's going to work out this well this time around. When it comes to accommodations, I already saw that prices started going up, so if you do plan on coming, there are places available. It's just you have to kind of fish around a little bit since a lot of these places had already been booked. A lot of people are just coming down for the evening. If that's the case, just make sure that you, my suggestion, you kind of find other people to get rides with because parking is going to be a little bit crazy. I know we saw some parking prices last year at parking lots kind of high up there, and then the rest of the island kind of filled up. So maybe bum a ride with a friend, or maybe, take the buses down. That way you can get in and out of the island a little bit faster. And just one little note from my end, because I am receiving a lot of criticism about covering this event. Guys, I'm covering this very unbiased. As you know, as I did last time, I'm not giving you my opinion. I'm just recording history as it's happening down here. you know, it's not every day that a former president comes down here. Well, I guess technically it's every 4 years a president comes down here or a former president comes here. And I just want to document this for the Wildwood Video Archive. We're going to document everything leading up to it, the fences going up, all the security, maybe even get inside to get some footage and video for you. And that's my promise to you. Everything's going to be unbiased on this channel. So that way you can kind of have like a good understanding of what happened down here. And then maybe 10, 20 years down the line, people are going to say, oh yeah, we once had a president come down here. He came down here twice. And then you can check out these videos and you'll get an unbiased view of what exactly went down. So if you want to stay for this ride, make sure you subscribe, you turn on notifications, and you give this video a thumbs up. And as always, I'm Joey. I'll see you on the beach. See you later. Bye.
Go get that shirt.